the team, and I know it's one game. I know, I just know I love these players, and it was great to see their faces after that game. Our quarterback, our line, we were down 3 offensive linemen. Our 2 captains didn't play, Linder and Miles, in NFL. That's the way it is. And a lot of guys are hurt. We're down a corner, and some guy we just get 2 weeks ago. Makes an interception. A kicker we just got a week ago. He makes 2 50-yard field goals to win the game. And I just saw guys like Cam Robinson and Josh Allen. A lot of people invested a lot into this organization. It was just great to see that. I stared at them. I just really enjoyed watching them.
Was that more of a relief to not lose than it was a celebration to win?
No, it was a celebration to win. We're not at that point yet. I've been in those situations where, no, it was a celebration of overcoming some. You talk about a back and forth game, and I know Miami has some injuries too, and they're going through some stuff too. But their quarterback played his heart out. Tua played his heart out, and our guy, obviously Trevor. That was 2 really good quarterbacks playing against each other.
Take the national championships out, but was that as emotional of a locker room after a game as you've been around in a while?
I think it was. Yeah. Maybe including some of those big ones.
Do you always let the captains, is that your thing, to let the captains hand out the game ball?
No, they just kind of did it. I just kind of let them enjoy the moment, and I can't remember who gave it to Trevor, and then they got the kicker.
It was Marvin, right?
Matt, yeah, Marvin. Yeah, it was really, we have really good people in that locker room.
You think the team knows the kicker better now than they did
Yeah.
3 days ago?
I'm telling you, that's the first time I think I ever heard him spoke after the game, and I had to make him speak louder because no one could hear what he said. But he thumped that I just got done watching it again. He had a nice draw on the first 54-yarder, and then he thumped the game winner.
There's some professional golfers who would like that draw.
Yeah,
That thing was ridiculous.
Have you seen somebody put in that kind of a position before? I mean, just to be in that much pressure, never kicked a field goal that long. I mean, that's a pretty rare position for a kid to be in.
And the guy that showed up here, I honestly remember seeing him walking down the hallway and remembering, who was that again? And now everybody knows who Matt is.
Do you have an injury update? I know obviously with the bye, a lot of things are being assessed, but I know Ben Barch went down with a concussion and a couple of the others. Yeah,
Barch should be fine. Tyson's going to be back. Miles Jack will be back. The 2 that won't are AJ Can still. 3 won't. AJ Can, DJ Shark, and Linder are still not ready to go. But everybody else, I'm thinking, aimed right there. I think pretty else is good. Oh, Tufele, yeah. Broke his hand in pregame warm-up, and so we're not sure if he's going to have surgery or there'll be a cast or a surgery for a few weeks.
How did that happen?
Yeah, I don't even. They said he was just going against each other in pregame warm-up and broke a bone.
Urban, how many times do you think you've practiced the slide play, the slider play?
I think we practiced. That's more than I've ever done that myself personally. We started that all the way back into OTAs, and then we have a really good analytics guy here named Zach Eastline. I believe his last name is. He's tremendous.
Eastline.
Yeah, he's really, really good. And obviously Bev, I put him in charge of it, and then we work more than I've ever been a part of. But we did all training camp. We do it once a week, twice a week during the week, and that's usually one of the things you work on.
As you mentioned, obviously no Miles when you guys were over there. What did you see out of the linebacking core? And then obviously midway through, we saw a lot more of Shaq, Chappelle Russell. What did you see out of them?
Yeah, we're giving up too many big plays. We're playing more zone than we had planned, just with injuries and some thoughts of defense. And so we're still giving away that second level. We're not getting enough depth, and we're gonna work hard on that this week actually. But I saw Deuce or Chappelle Russell come in, and boy did he play hard. Shaq played hard, and Dakota, all 3 of them played really, really hard. And they're not Miles Jack yet, but I'm glad we have them.
What's your bye week schedule and anticipation look like? What are your expectations?
Today their day's off. Tomorrow is going to be some young guys that didn't play in the game will go out and get a little extra work, and then the old guys, the guys that play, will just lift and get rejuvened, and we have a team meeting, watch all the videotape, and then we come back and probably, I'm not finalized, I'll meet with some of the leaders. I'm looking for get out there, run around a little bit on Wednesday, and then they're off the rest of the week.
Is it safe to assume Josh Lambo is now an insurance policy moving forward?
Yeah, we're gonna actually meet on today, roster whatever movements we have, and but obviously Matt's earned the right to be the starting kicker right now.
How did Shatley play for you, and what kind of a luxury is that to have a guy who can snap with that level of experience?
Yeah, he was a guy when we got him back through the whole free agency and all that this year. Everybody loves the guy. He's a guy that is not that big a drop off from Brandon. You know, obviously Brandon's our starter, but Shat played pretty good. The other guy is arguably the most improved player on the team. One of them is Will Richardson, and he's a swing tackle, swing guard now. And to go into that kind of game where they were playing bare defense and blitzing, they pressured. That was the most pressure we've seen all year. And there's a little feast or famine where they got us a few times, but also Trevor did a nice job. And that was his best game.
You mentioned defending that second level with the linebackers. Can you assess the corner play? I know obviously, like you said, Tyson wasn't out there, but where would you say development and current status defensive back-wise you guys are at?
Not exactly where we need to be. You know, I think Shaq's playing pretty well. I think Ray Jenkins is playing good. Wingard has got, I believe, co-player of the game, had a lot of tackles, had a lot of production. And then Lawson, the other guy, number 21, Nevin, had a great interception play. We're playing more zone now. We started this season, we're going to be man this, man this, man this. And we just, for the right reasons, we were getting picked and rubbed, and a lot of things were happening. So we're going to really work on being a combination of both, which I think that's what you see in the NFL.
Was your plan always to be this aggressive on fourth down going into the season, or is it more just sort of how things have developed?
I've always done that. You know, I've never, and you know, it's something that it's on the agenda for tomorrow. Short yardage. You know, that's 3 big misses we've had. Three fourths and one, 2 on the goal line, and then the one yesterday. And you know, I'm going to have to self-check myself too and say, is that the right thing to do? You know, that's just always been a, you know, when you're talking about that far to go in a game, go in the game, and we got to first evaluate if that's the right call. Second, about what are the actual play calls we're doing.
But it's in your nature to kind of be more aggressive anyway with that, right? So
It
you
has
say
been, but it's
self-check
also got
yourself.
to be smart. You know, I'm not saying I'm not second guess myself, because that's part of the game, but got to just make sure we're doing the right things.
Trevor aside, do you feel like you're getting enough out of your rookie class, and maybe can you use the bye week to try to get more out of those guys?
Cisco's getting very close. He'd be the next one. Walker Little just takes a little bit of a time, but we're really happy with him. He's going to be a good player in the NFL. George loves him, and obviously Travis Etienne, Tyson Campbell's a starting corner for us. Jay Tufele, the reason we activated him, he really was coming on, and then he gets hurt. I'm trying to think who else we have. And then Jordan Smith is still a work in progress right now. Oh, Luke Farrell's, yeah, he's what we thought, maybe a little better.
Was Tate and Brian injured? I mean, why he was on that?
I was no, I wasn't injured. It was Jay Tufele just had a really 3 or 4 weeks of really good practice. I want to see, and he got in the game. I want to say the Titans game, and played well.
We got a chance to see your post-game speech for the first time. You talked about the 904, the dream and the vision for this place. We've seen some of that starting to take shape with getting passed through. Can you just take us through what you think this place will look like in 1 year, 2 year, 10 years?
I'm a big dreamer, and I believe that this should be one of the destination places in the NFL. I really do. This area is unbelievable. It's this stadium is fantastic. There's a lot of narrative out there that I don't believe. And I believe players will want to be here, especially when we build this place up the way we're going to build it. It's obviously in the state of Florida, and you got the ridiculous fans here that want to win so bad. And we got an owner that's, I think, and you got a quarterback. So we're going to get this thing going.
Kind of building off that, pun intended, I know you said to JP on the radio show last week that you had a conversation with Trevor about what else can we do to help you. I'm just curious if you're able to share a little bit of what else do you and Trevor see that this franchise and this team needs moving forward?
A lot of things. I mean, it's, it's a work in progress. It's something that I think when you see his development, I think his involvement in everything is going to be important for me. That's how much I trust him already. And then a lot of it's, because he's here's a spread quarterback that's never turned his back to the ball growing up. Now you're under center and you do this. That's a completely, and my former quarterbacks have told me, Joe Burrow told me that. That's when you turn your back to the ball and then all of a sudden the defense is different. But it's also good career-wise. You don't want to have a guy sitting in shotgun and being a spread quarterback for longevity of career, but it's also let him play a little bit. And so those are a lot of the conversations we have.
Is Anthony Schlegel in trouble with you for not taking care of the guy that ran on the field like you did before?
I had to actually meet with him about when I thought he broke the guy's shoulder when he did it.
Did you see the guy come on the field, or were you?
Yeah, I saw it. I started walking the other way.
Logan Cook looked like he blowed up on him a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you some photos, yeah. Pretty impressive.
Logan Cook's a tough
He's
guy.
big too, yeah.
By the way, Logan Cook had a beautiful son, Cooper Cook, beautiful family.
What was your plan, if that baby doesn't come last,
No,
what was your plan to go to London? Because you didn't have a kicker on the,
Or a punter, yeah.
a punter on the.
I can't give you guys too much information, but that was a concern, and we were looking through the yellow pages for a punter.
You check the Fulham roster?
What's
You
that?
check the Fulham roster for that?
True, true.
Captain probably delivered a baby. Just take the whole family.
There you go.
Put him on a plane.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Urban.
I don't think.